Phillip Marshall, Auburn Undercover 247 Sports, joins us. The Tigers in the Final Four, Bruce Pearl and Florida, and of course Houston already in the championship game as well against Duke. Hey, Phillip, thanks for your time. We appreciate it. It's been a great run. Auburn, it seemed like to me, if you would have said, hey, who was number one most of the year, I would have said Auburn. I know there were a couple that trickled in there, but your thoughts, they looked really good yesterday where they are right now.
Yeah, they've been through, I wouldn't call it a slump, but they went through a couple of weeks not playing quite as well as they did for much of the season. But yesterday, I thought against a really good Michigan State team, obviously with a great coach, they got it done and really got it done in a more lopsided game than the 6-point final score indicated. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I just think that the last part of it was, the effort on Michigan State, like Izzo, does that. But where does yesterday cement Janai Broome and legend status with Auburn?
I'll tell you now, I have never seen anything quite like after he got hurt and went out and then came back in and I mean, the crowd, which was, there were 16,700 and some odd people there, and probably 14,000 of them were Auburn people. It was really loud. And when he came back out, it was really loud. And then when he went into the game, it was even louder. And then when he almost immediately hit a 3-point shot, then they about blew the roof off. That was a dramatic moment, to say the least.
So here they are. They meet up with Florida again, who beat them at Auburn by 9 earlier this year. And they, of course, had the dramatic comeback to beat Tech, and then they win. They're now in the Final Four. What do you remember about the game in which the Gators won against Auburn on the road?
I remember they were ahead by 20. I remember that. Florida played great that day. Auburn did not play great. And as I said about the Auburn-Michigan State game, it really wasn't as close as the score. That game really wasn't as close as the score either. It was that was Auburn's first SEC loss and their first loss at home in a long time. And I really think that kind of knocked them a little bit out of kilter for a little while. But the Walter Clayton Jr., of course, is a phenomenal basketball player, and he torched them in the first half, and then all those Florida 7-footers had their way in the second half. And I think that I expect Auburn to play better, and honestly, I don't think Florida is playing as well as they were at that point. I mean, they could have lost to UConn. They probably should have lost to Texas Tech. So they haven't been quite as dominant in this tournament as they were during a lot of the regular season, but they're a real matchup problem for anybody because of their guards and then those big guys inside on top of that. It's a difficult matchup, and it'll be difficult again, but every team in the Final Four is going to be a difficult matchup in some way or another. For number one seeds, it ought to be fun.
This is the second time they made the Final Four under Bruce Pearl, second time overall at all. They made it in 2019, and they've been consistently good since then, but something's always tripped them up. What's the difference between this team and the last couple teams that were all really good but, got tripped up, upset, Yale beat them, all that along the way?
Ticket Club is a unique platform that aims to revolutionize the way consumers purchase event tickets. It primarily functions as a membership-based ticketing platform, offering a wide array of tickets to concerts, sporting events, theater shows, and other live entertainment events. The main distinction of Ticket Club from other ticketing platforms is its commitment to delivering tickets with no service fees. Features and benefits of Ticket Club. One of the most distinctive features of Ticket Club is the absence of service fees. Most ticketing platforms charge service fees, which can elevate the cost of the ticket significantly. However, with Ticket Club, the price you see is the price you pay. This translates to substantial savings, especially for frequent ticket buyers. Ticket Club also offers a diverse selection of event tickets. From Broadway shows and music concerts to NFL games and comedy shows, Ticket Club has it all. This diversity makes it an ideal ticketing platform for all entertainment lovers. Reliability and pricing. When it comes to reliability, Ticket Club does not disappoint. The platform guarantees the delivery of authentic tickets on time for the event. In the rare case that a problem arises, the company promises to refund 100% of the purchase price. Ticket Club operates on a membership basis. Non-members can still purchase tickets, but they are subject to small service fees. To enjoy the no service fees benefit, one can join as a member at a fee of $49.99 per year. However, certain groups, such as military personnel and first responders, can receive free memberships as a thank you for their service. Customer support. Customer support is a critical aspect of any business, and Ticket Club excels in this area. The platform provides comprehensive customer support to ensure all queries and issues are handled in a timely and professional manner. Customers can reach out via phone or email, and the Help Center on their website offers answers to frequently asked questions. Unique features and benefits. In addition to the no service fees feature, Ticket Club has a unique feature called the Ticket Club Premier program. This allows members to earn points on their purchases, which can be redeemed for discounts on future purchases. This feature adds to the overall value provided by the platform and encourages customer loyalty. In conclusion, the introduction to Ticket Club reveals a platform that is designed with the customer in mind. The no service fees policy, diverse event selection, reliability, competitive pricing, and excellent customer support make Ticket Club an appealing choice for purchasing event tickets. Whether you're a sports fanatic, a theater enthusiast, or a concert goer, Ticket Club is your reliable partner for event tickets.
Well, it's a very old team, for one thing. Janai Broom is a fifth-year senior. Denver Jones is a senior. Dylan Cardwell and Chris Moore, fifth-year seniors. But ironically, the real spark has been Jahad Pettiford, who is a freshman guard and who is really talented young guy who and is completely fearless. I mean, he is fearless. And then Chaney Johnson, who is another senior. They just got a whole lot of experience, and they don't have. I think Pettiford may be an NBA guy. Janai Broom, I see different things in mock drafts and stuff. He could go late in the first round or the second round. But I'm sure he'll go in the second round if he doesn't go in the first round. But they just have a really good mixture, and they really play hard. And they got, I mean, going 15-3 in the SEC this year was quite a feat. And they are very connected. They play really good defense, and they're going to need to shoot better probably from the perimeter this coming up weekend than they have the last couple of games. But that's always iffy for most teams. But they've got a lot of answers and a lot of ways to beat you. You take away one thing, there's usually something else they can do.
Phillip, how do you describe, other than what we see when he's on courtside in front of the bench, Bruce Pearl's working the game, very energetic, very opinionated. He's full of energy. Would you describe him? And maybe something about him that maybe we don't know.
Well, Bruce, I didn't know Bruce when he was at Tennessee. I covered some games that he coached him, but I didn't know him. He is what he did at Auburn is you have to understand Auburn's basketball history. It's not very good, and he came when it was at an absolute low ebb. If he went out and scrounged up some transfers, and this was before the transfer portal, but he went out and scrounged up some transfers that made it possible for them to at least compete a little bit his first year. But the roster he inherited would have gone 0-18 in the SEC. And it took him 3 years. But the amazing thing he did was he made people believe, and even before they were good, they were filling up the arena. And he is a just energetic, as you said. He's a promoter. He's a really good coach, And he sold this program to Auburn people, particularly to Auburn students, who have since made Neville Arena a real nightmare for a lot of opponents. And it's one of the more amazing stories I've covered in all my many years in this business, because it just came almost out of nowhere. And Auburn had never been to the Final Four. Sonny Smith in the 80s took Auburn to its first five straight NCAA tournaments, and the first five in program history. Of course, back then the field wasn't as big, and it was a different setup. But Cliff Ellis won an SEC championship and went to the Sweet 16 twice. But except for those two periods, Auburn basketball has struggled since they won their first championship in 1960, which is a long time. But for Bruce to have taken Auburn to now 2 Final Fours, won 2 SEC championships and 2 SEC tournament championships, I mean, that's just, I don't believe there is anybody anywhere that would have predicted that.
No, I went through their history, and there was like 3 or 4 or 5 decades where you're right. Even though the tournament was much smaller, they weren't a part of it. And then the Cliff Ellis team was so good, and now where they are on a run at this particular time. And then the 2019-2020 team that was interrupted because of COVID was really good. So they would have absolutely been a tournament team that year, but obviously everything was canceled. Phillip, I know that the SEC had a great year, unbelievable year. 2 teams are playing in the semis. One of them will play for the championship. But did you ever in your lifetime, not only with what's happening with Auburn, ever think you would see the SEC without it being Kentucky? Florida, of course, has a pretty good history. Arkansas has a good history, but Calipari's trying to bring them back. Did you ever think you would see where they were now in basketball? Maybe if we asked you like 8 to 10 years ago?
Of course not. No, because, the way it was then is that, if you were really good, people really got behind you. But if you weren't, you played in front of 3,000 people if you were lucky. And, Bruce talks a lot about what Mike Slide, the former commissioner, did, and Greg Sankey since then to revitalize basketball in the SEC. The amazing thing for somebody from my state is that really, since 2018, when Pearl won his first SEC championship at Auburn, the most dominant teams in the SEC have been Auburn and Alabama. And while Alabama had more of a basketball history than Auburn did, I mean, last year was the first Final Four they'd ever been to. So I was looking before this weekend and saying, my gosh, Auburn, before the Elite Eight, I said, my gosh, Auburn and Alabama are 2 wins away from playing each other for the national championship.
Yep.
And I said, heads will explode in this state if that happens. But it didn't, obviously. But it's been amazing to watch for the SEC as a whole, for basketball in the state of Alabama. It's really been something to see. And as I said earlier, really nobody could have. But when people get committed, there's a lot of money in the system, as you know. And when people get committed, they give themselves a chance.
Last thing for you, it's a football question. The Auburn Tigers will play Friday night at the end of August in Waco, Texas, against Baylor, where we're located. And obviously, Auburn is trying to have another year with Hugh Freeze and what he can do a year later. Dave Aranda and Baylor had a nice end to their year. What are right now the legitimate expectations of who Auburn will be this year in football?
Legitimately, I think they need to, they've now had 4 consecutive losing seasons, which and you'd have to understand that just does not go down well.
I know, yeah.
Of course, only two of them are Hugh Freeze, but the other two get kind of hung on him too, just because it's 4 straight. I think they'll be significantly better. They've recruited remarkably well, especially under the circumstances. A lot's going to depend on Jackson Arnold, the transfer quarterback from Oklahoma, how he performs. I don't think many teams have got wide receivers as talented as theirs. They're going to be, the offensive line looks to be a lot better, which it needs to be. The defensive line is young. It's hard to say about that, but DJ Durkin has done a remarkable job with their defense. At times last year, they were playing 6 true freshmen, and they still were in just about every game. Well, really in every game. So I think they'll be better, and they need to be, because if they're not, then it's going to get real ugly in the state among Auburn people.
Phillip, thank you, buddy. Appreciate your time. 247 Sports.
I enjoyed it anytime.
Yes, sir. Phillip Marshall with us, Auburn Undercover, 247 Sports with us.